after he was sentenced to death, it emerged that the murder had taken place on what had once been Indian land. Mr. Murphy argued that only the federal government could prosecute him and that a federal law barred the imposition of the death penalty because he was an Indian. Mr. Murphy and Mr. McGirt are expected to be retried in federal court. O.J. Simpson is somewhere talking about, really? Wish it had been that easy for me. So if you want to know what the ramifications of this ruling are, you were told the ramifications simply went to sovereignty of land. Oh no, what if you were this other guy, the other guy's family, and found out, no, they can't give him the death penalty. He's Native American, he's got protected status. He's got protected status for killing George Jacobs. He's got protected status. Now, you niggas get over here in this and get strapped down so we can get your ass this needle for you. Oh, but for this man here, protected status. I'm not talking about hypotheticals. I'm talking about what the Supreme Court just did. And they told you, the ramifications of this will end at land. And I told you, no, it won't. And before the story is even over, they let you know, oh no, it doesn't end at land. Mr. Murphy and Mr. McGirt are expected to be retried in federal court, the article says. Legal experts said that other indigenous people who had been prosecuted by the state for crimes on Creek land would have to ask federal courts to review their cases. Madonna Thunderhawk, an organizer with the Lakota People's Law Project, said the court's decision and a recent federal ruling that ordered the shutdown of the Dakota Access Pipeline in North Dakota had been cause for celebration, just not too much. Quote, "It's a war for us," she said. "There are some victories, but the war continues." Now, interesting, you hear the Native Americans using the language that we use here in Intelligent Black Society. Folks, I'm not talking about hypotheticals. I'm talking about what just occurred in the Supreme Court of the United States. I'm talking about what they are discussing right now. Native Americans are going to, by the dozens or even possibly thousands, are going to have the ability to petition the federal courts to bypass state law because they have a protected status. The descendants of the American slaves have been the only people targeted by law to be denied constitutional rights. And yet no one is discussing all the treaties, laws, agreements, regulations that are supposed to protect us. No, everybody's acting like those don't even exist. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of those because we'll have niggas here naming off stuff all night. But you get my point. You get my point. So I want you to understand that when you see me going around advocating for Black people here, when I'm advocating for us, when I'm naming us by name, when I'm discussing the things that have happened to us, when I talk about reparations, when I'm discussing that, you take a look on here, people. When we discuss about what it means to have reparations, you take a look. You take a look. We as Black people have not been taking this seriously. We're finally beginning to take it seriously now. But listen to the language these people are using. Listen to the terms they're discussing. All these things they told you we can't have and we can't get, and it's too difficult, and some bootlicking, butt dancing, ass kissing nigga will sit up here and tell you, oh, we can't get that. That's too much. The government can't do that there, man. You had too much, man. And yet here you're seeing it happen for Native Americans in the day. And by the way, as the New York Times conceded and admitted to, this was kicked off because of Black people. The murder of George Floyd and everybody who came before him. Black people's movement is now being co-opted by non-Black people to get tangibles for themselves. But the reasons and the motives for this go even deeper. They go even deeper than this. And we're going to get into that in just a few moments. Before we do, we are going to take a very brief non-commercial break. When we come back, we are going to get into the details of this even further. This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority, and we will be right back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I hope y'all wearing your mask everywhere you go, and more specifically that KN95, protecting against all the germs that are in the air. But also, I want to tell y'all one more thing to stay safe. Hand sanitizer, but with aloe vera. So you put some of this on, you rub it around. Not only do you knock all the germs, but the aloe vera smells so amazing that you're killing two birds in one stone without drying out your skin. Because traditional hand sanitizer leaves your hands feeling clammy and disgusting. So definitely get hand sanitizer with aloe vera. So one more thing I want to tell you about though. This code right here, cut the check. So let's say you bought a couple of masks, you bought a couple of hand sanitizers, and your order exceeds $50. We waive the shipping fee with the code cut the check. So on your checkout, remember to put that in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are living in extreme times right now as to where we need protection. If you're looking for tactical gear, whether it's for work purposes or protect yourself in your home, come and check out Center Fire Tactical Gear. We have the best tactical gear for you. We have the top of the line name brand companies such as AR500, Chase Tactical, and many more. Also, we're carrying the KN95 mask as well. Check us out at www.centerfiretacticalgear.com.
This is Black Channel. I'm your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. Glad to have you all with us here this evening. If you're wondering what is behind this push right now to hand off all these tangibles to all these other people, you've heard about LGBT, heard about illegals. Now you got Native Americans in here. And it's like, Jason, what's the catch here, man? What's the point you're trying to make? What is the point that you're trying to make here? Far as this tonight. I mean, ain't no proof that there's some white supremacist connection to this. Ain't no proof in that. There's nothing to it here. For those of you who are late joining us here tonight or just showed up, ain't no point this. We as Black people need to understand where we're at right now. We as Black people need to take that seriously. Right now, what we're discussing is the law, or at least the law of I'm white and I say so. The law of I'm white and I say so. And if YouTube's messing with the audio, we definitely understand they are not going to take this, they're not going to take this lying down. And we understand that. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can stop this real quick. I don't know why in the world they went ahead and did that. Of course, we know why they did that there. They're very upset about what we're doing here tonight, but we are not going to let them interrupt what we have going on. Give me just a moment here. I'm going to see if I can restart it to get that stopped for you.
Well, Jorge, you rolled the dice a little bit. Stepped in on short notice, flew around the world. It was a big opportunity. Didn't quite go your way. What's the feeling like right now?
I hate coming up short. I'm not gonna make no excuses. He was a better man tonight. There were some areas where I didn't give him enough credit, and there were some areas where I felt with a better training camp, I could definitely surpass him. And I think I showed a lot of my wrestling on 6'8" notice that I'm not too easy to take down or to hold down on the ground. I made a lot of mistakes. I tried to fight in spots since I didn't feel my gas tank was at the greatest, and he fought in better spots, right when I get loose and start to open up. He was able to clinch me up and take it back into his world, so I'm not going to take nothing away from him. He won fair and square. I'll do whatever it takes to get back in front of that man and compete again and get my hand raised.
I know you don't want to make any excuses, but as you said, very difficult weight cut, the travel, the time change, coaching situation as well. Can you give us an idea, like what percentage you felt you were at in there tonight?
Weight cut was tough. Like everybody knows, I had a little bit of weight to cut, but I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. He won. I gambled the dice on myself. I knew I didn't have the greatest gas tank coming in, but I'm still a dangerous man. 6 days, 1 day, 6 weeks. So hats off to him. We'll do it again.
You guys talked a little bit in there afterwards. Can you share what was said between the two of you?
I was just between two men. I just said, he said some good things, and I said some good things. I'm like, we don't got to talk shit to each other to promote no more. That's for the other idiots, and he agreed, and he said that, and whatever, we'll do it again, man. I just can't wait. They put an opponent in front of me, and I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna come back better than ever. I'm not gonna disappear from the sport without this belt being wrapped around my waist, one way or another. It wasn't my best performance tonight, but everybody could see I have a dog in me. That dog doesn't shut up or roll over for nobody. I was very tired at some spots, and I was able to dig down and bring it back to my feet. I'm not happy with my performance tonight, but I'm telling everybody, I'll be back and stronger.
Was the feeling that you had to get it done early, that you need to come out and try to knock him out in the first round?
Yes and no. I just knew that even if I didn't get him in the first, as long as I picked my spots and exploded, I could do well. And maybe there's a couple times I hurt him, and as soon as I started to open up, boom, he'd be able to take me into his world and zap a little bit of our energy. Didn't let me get moving too much. I didn't keep it in my world long enough for me to actually do damage and sustain that damage, keep that damage coming so it could accumulate and hurt his gas tank. I'll be back, man.
Can you share what Dana had to say with you? Like you guys had a conversation as well.
He said I had a great fight, and he's very proud of me. He said I did very well in the wrestling department. He said I sucked a lot of takedowns. I don't know if he was just being nice or not, man, because I felt like I didn't perform well, but thanks to Dana for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Last thing for me, clearly you want to work your way back here to this title shot. What kind of schedule do you want to be on, man? Is this something that's going to burn at you that you got to fight right away, or do you feel like you got to sit back and evaluate what makes sense? When do we get to see you fight again?
Definitely going to sit back and evaluate the next. Since I've moved up to 170, I haven't had to cut weight more than like 8-9 pounds, and it's something that when I left 155, I told myself I wouldn't be doing it more. So for the next fight, I'll make sure that I'm back on schedule. I got barely any weight to cut, and I'll be feeling great, whoever the opponent is. I don't know if I'll be coming back at the end of the year or early next year. I'm going to sit down with my management and figure that out. But whoever it is next year, I just want to come back and get a stoppage and be in peak shape. Have a six-pack when I get out there, look right,
Okay. You said that he did a few things better than you anticipated. What exactly were they?
His jab was I knew he had an okay jab, but his jab was okay, His fake, so I could tell he was just level changing the fake, and he was able to kind of lull me to sleep and then grab me for the clinch, where he faked him, and all of a sudden he was grabbing me, and we were up against the fence, and there was other areas where I felt real good actually. When he got into my legs, I felt I could wrestle with him all day. I stuffed a lot of takedowns. I'll be back, He knows that I'm no pushover. I just feel like I let a lot of people down. It was a shitty performance.
16. Do you think, you said you guys don't have to talk shit anymore to each other. I know there was some genuine bad blood going into this. Has that sort of subsided now? You spent 25 minutes in there together?
The competitor me, no. I want to take everybody's head off. I want to take his head off even more now that he beat me. But I just feel like, especially me and him now, we don't have to promote the next fight like that. We don't have to talk about each other's religion or ethnicities or nothing like that. He said some things that necessary. And I'm sure I said some things that probably weren't the best. I just think about the future generations. You don't have to promote fights like that or sell pay-per-views. I heard that this card did great anyways, you know, but I feel it doesn't have to be promoted like that, especially for the younger guys coming up. They don't need to think that you always need to talk shit to sell a pay-per-view, you know, or disrespect the man's religion or anything like that. So we'll do it again, you know.
You mentioned the numbers of the pay-per-view heading into this. Dana said it was could be Conor big and all that stuff. Does that justify your pay rise?
Definitely. There's some good things to think about this. Right now I'm just fucking very butthurt. I want to do some sprints right now. I want to get on the treadmill. I want to hit a punching bag. I want to take out my frustrations. I want to elevate my cardio to a new level. I know I could do more, you know. I know a lot of people will make the excuse for me 6 day notice, but it's no excuse. Once you sign that dotted line, well, you shouldn't have signed that dotted line if you weren't in the best shape ever to compete for a world title. So I just feel like that. I just feel that I should have been in overall better shape, you know. So it's just a matter of time before I get back in there.
In the last few months, like before the Nate fight and everything, you've been saying that what you want the most is money, you know, to get paid because you've been in this career for so long. But from now, I'm getting a sense that actually you might just take any fight that you need to get back to that title shot. Have you been motivated by missing out on this title to just try and get back to the belt, whoever it takes?
Definitely whoever it takes, but we'll pick the right opponents. I won't fight like a Joe Blow or up and coming. We'll make sure that it's the right fight to get me to the title or whatever it is that I got to do to get to the title, you know. I'm blank right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just thinking about the fight and running through scenarios in my head what I could have done better, different spots I could have fought in. Been a little bit more aggressive in certain times, maybe held back in others. I don't know. It keeps you playing in my mind. I wish I could fight some more.
I know you're not big on talking about other guys right now, but you know, despite the loss tonight, you still have loads of options out there that people can see you in. You know, with Colby Covington, it Nate Diaz rematch. If you could pick one that you think will help you just stay at this level, stay right around that title shot, who's the logical next guy for you?
Couldn't answer that right now. The fragile guy with the MAGA hat, definitely not him because he got finished by this guy with a full training camp. He had like 12 weeks and he got finished. So I think that guy's below me and this dude by a lot, you know. 6 day notice and I was nowhere near getting hurt or getting put out. You know, the gas tank wasn't the best, but I wasn't going nowhere as far as damage goes. Everybody can see that. So definitely not that punk. Leon Edwards, I don't know if the numbers make sense or whoever it is, if the numbers make sense and it gets me closer to the title.
Jorge, Coach Mike Brown, he was not here. Was he FaceTiming with you between rounds? Coach's corner?
Yeah, he was FaceTiming with my manager Abraham Cowell, giving out some inside details and stuff, and saying things that my manager was relating to me. It's just my body wasn't reacting after like the second round. I just didn't have that pop to give Mike what he wanted, but he was giving great advice.
You knew that Kamaru was going to wrestle with you. Did it live up to expectations? Was it more difficult? Was it easier? Obviously, you didn't get the training camp 6 days notice, 20 pounds later. How did it vary?
In some spots, I felt he was better than I expected. And in other spots, I overestimated him. You know, he got into my legs a couple of times, and I was able to scramble real well. He got some takedowns. I was able to stand up without using too much energy. But just him pressing me up against the cage was very nice how he did that. He was able to keep me in when I start to move. I feel that he changed off to other things. So I definitely got to work on that. I got a good formula in my head, though, on how to beat him the next time. I thought I had the formula. Now I know the formula. It takes a lot of gas tank, a lot of conditioning, a lot of more wrestling rounds with high-level guys. So I definitely got a square root on how to beat this guy.
I know we're not talking about the next opponent. You just addressed that, but Colby Covington, that MAGA hat and everything, we're talking about money. We're talking about the bad blood. You both just came off Usman. Don't you think that would be the most lucrative fight potentially for you? And with the rankings, it would make sense too?
Besides you and a couple of reporters in here, nobody knows that guy. And he just got finished by the guy that I fought in 6 day notice. He got his jaw broken, had to run out of there. So I don't think he's at this level. But I don't know who's going to be, man. Whoever makes the most sense for us.
Approaching 17 years in this game, you finally got that title shot. Did it live up to your expectation? Obviously not the result, but the nerves, the feels.
In a way, yeah. You know, I just going into the third round, I was fatiguing, and I was like, nah, man, nobody's gonna stop me in this UFC. Not nobody, not King Kong, not Godzilla. and I proved it to myself. Tired and not hurting, and I could keep pushing. You know, my cardio was fading a little bit, and I wasn't willing to get into nobody's way.
Lastly, what was the last words The Rock spoke to you? Your buddy The Rock, all the casuals watching. What did he say to you guys?
Keep your spirit up, or something like that. I can't even remember right now, man. I'm still caught up in the fight and shit, man. I still just I want to run sprints right now till I throw up is what I want to do. I'm very upset.
Hi. A couple days ago, Ben Askren said that he made you famous. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, we made each other famous. Thank you, everybody, man. Have a good day. God bless.
Hey guys, so quite a night with Rose and Jessica. Performance of the night was Davey Grant and
Main event, obviously Masvidal was going up against a lot tonight. What do you think overall the way the fight played?